And let's start with Superfast 15, a big development in the Gyanvapi case. The Supreme Court has now agreed to hear the plea of the Muslim side against SC's order of determining age of Shivling today. This comes days after the Hindu side appealed for the ASI survey of the Gyanvapi Mosque. Prime Minister Modi will dedicate the newly constructed Parliament building to the nation on Sunday. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla met Prime Minister Modi and even invited him to inaugurate the new Parliament building. Meanwhile, amid back-to-back high-level meetings, intense lobbying and mega face-offs, a consensus has finally been reached and Siddaramaiah has now been chosen as the Chief Minister of the state. Following frantic discussions in wake of Congress' resounding victory in the most recent state elections, Shivakumar has been declared as the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka. Meanwhile, Karnataka Chief Minister designates Siddaramaiah and his deputy Shivakumar led a Congress delegation and even met the governor to stake claim to form the next government. The oath-taking ceremony will be taking place tomorrow. Congress meanwhile ended the suspense over the Karnataka Chief Minister selection and oath-taking ceremony. K.C. Venugopal, the Grand Old Party's General Secretary, announced the new government is expected to will be taking oath tomorrow. A large gathering of Congress workers, music and showering of flower petals welcomed the Karnataka Chief Minister designate Siddaramaiah in Bengaluru. According to sources, Chief Minister of non-BJP states will be attending the oath-taking ceremony of Shivakumar and Siddarmaiah. Sources say that the invitation has also been sent to like-minded opposition parties, and the leaders include Hemant Soren, Sitaram Yechury, Uddhav Thackeray, Sharad Pawar and Farooq Abdullah, among others. In a major setback for Mamata Banerjee-led TMC government in West Bengal, the Supreme Court has now stayed the West Bengal government's order banning the movie The Kerala Story. And in more news coming in from across the country, the Supreme Court on Thursday stayed the West Bengal government's order banning The Kerala Story, saying that it will watch the movie before proceeding to decide on pleas challenging the certification of the movie. Meanwhile, along with staying the ban on movie in West Bengal, a bench headed by Chief Justice Chandrachud also directed the producer to put a disclaimer in the movie by 5 p.m. On 20th of May on the claim of 32,000 girls having been converted to Islam. India launched Operation KARUNA to provide humanitarian assistance for people in Myanmar, which is affected by Cyclone Mocha, and 3 ships carrying relief material on Thursday. Crude bombs were hurled at miscreants at the BJP rally on Thursday in East Midnapur district in West Bengal. In latest development in the Bengal blast, the main accused has now been sent to 8-day CID custody. This comes after the CID detained 3 persons in Bengal that killed at least 9 people. Meanwhile, Indian Army Patrol on Thursday, May 18th, foiled an attack in Manipur as they recovered huge cache of explosives and incriminating material. And tension still continues to simmer in Manipur, members of majority of the Methi group on Thursday said that they are at the risk of ethnic cleansing in their own state while comparing their precarious situation with that of the Kashmiri Pandits. The West Bengal government, meanwhile, assailed in the top court on Thursday the Calcutta High Court order transferring probe into incidents of violence during Ram Navami celebrations in the state to the NI, saying that no explosives were used and direction was passed on a politically motivated PIL that was filed by opposition leader Shivling Adhikari. Meanwhile, a video has surfaced where a policeman was seen slapping an elderly woman protester in Gurdaspur during a protest over land acquisition on the Delhi-Katra National Highway. Meanwhile, the BJP has taken on the Bhagwant Mann-led Aam Aadmi Party government over the slapping incident. Pratap Singh Bajwa, leader of opposition in the Punjab Assembly, has asked that this was the change that they had promised to the people of the state. And in more news from across the country, farmers were assaulted by Punjab police after they blocked the railway tracks, blaming the authorities for employing force against the protesters. Yet another attack with anti-India pro-Khalistan slogans written on walls of a Hindu temple in Punjab's Bhatinda. Pro-Khalistan and anti-Modi slogans were written on the walls of the temple. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis assured BJP Chief JP Nadda that their party would win more seats in Maharashtra in the upcoming elections than it bagged in the previous polls. In the government's cabinet reshuffle, Kiran Rijiju has now been removed as a law minister and he's been replaced by ARJUN MEGHWAL, who's been assigned the independent charge as Minister of State in the Ministry of Law and Justice. Hours after Kiran Rijiju was shifted from the Law Ministry, the centre has now transferred Union Minister of State for Law and Justice Satyapal Singh Baghel to the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It follows Arjun Ram Meghwal's appointment as the Minister of State in charge of the Ministry of Law and Justice with independent authority. The Supreme Court meanwhile sought the Enforcement Directorate's response to a plea that was filed by former Delhi Health Minister Satyendar'S seeking bail in the money laundering case against him. This comes a month after the Delhi High Court refused to grant him bail in money laundering case. Meanwhile, Supreme Court upheld the Tamil Nadu law allowing bull taming sport Jallikattu in the state of Tamil Nadu as well as Maharashtra. And in a big win for the country, a US court has approved extradition of Pak origin Canadian businessman Tahavur Rana, accused in 26/11 attack. A National Investigation Agency team will travel to UK next week as part of the agency's probe into a demonstration by pro-Khalistan protesters outside the Indian High Commission in London on 19th of March, in which one High Commission staffer had alleged that he was attacked and injured by one protester who tried to bring down the tricolour. The Indian Navy meanwhile rescued a 39-member crew from a sinking Chinese fishing vessel in the Indian Ocean region. The Indian Navy also carried out multiple searches in inclement weather conditions.